Hey, long time no see. I know I am way behind my goal too for Q1, that is making 2 videos per month, but I'm still trying my best to stick to the cadence. Well, I've been busy with work for a couple of weeks right after my marathon, and the post marathon cramps are legit. Like for a week, I couldn't move my legs. I was resting. And then the week after that, I couldn't get myself to run. So I had to start from scratch. And I started walking again for a week. And then in this week, I started doing my short runs. I still do have some knee pain, but I'm doing better. Let's review my Q and goals quickly. Number one, to run more and complete the half marathon, which I did. Yay! And the second one is to do 2 videos per month, which I'm still struggling but trying my best. And for Q2, I know we're already like halfway through it, so I'm just extending my goals and trying to stay fit and healthy. Now, let's talk about running. I decided to run and signed up for the half marathon in the December of 2025 and started my training in the Jan of 2026. So, I want to briefly talk about my routine, food habits, things that I've learned, and things that I wish I could have done better in this video. And I wish this motivates people out there to try running. And trust me, if I can do it, then you can do it. I know that's pretty cliche because all the YouTube running videos that I've seen says the same, but hear me out. I started my run training in the winters. It was snowing all the time and my nose was always blocked and runny, but I still showed up to gym and motivated myself to run indoors on treadmill for hours. I injured my ankle, knee, back, shoulders multiple times, but I still applied ice pack, used kneecap, and showed up. And then when the weather transitioned to slightly hotter, warmer, I started having blisters, chafing, and I used blister tape, anti-chafing creams, and still showed up. So I'm saying it again. If I can do it, then you can do it. In fact, even during my half marathon, I was expecting the weather to be warmer, but it was actually colder. It was somewhere between 35 to 40 degrees. I did not expect that. And it was also windy. So my actual performance deviated from my target right from the beginning. My nose was blocked and it was runny. I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't run. So the whole marathon, I just tried to run slash walk at a comfortable pace. By the way, I completed my marathon in 3 hours. Definitely a bit longer than I expected, but the weather conditions were bad. Well, my intention behind the running is not to become a professional athlete or completing the marathon under 2 hours, but rather it is to try something hard and stay consistent with my efforts and follow a routine to stay healthy and fit, and more importantly, participate in an event that will validate all my efforts, which I've been doing ever since the beginning of 2026. I'm super content with my routine habits and lifestyle. Now, I did record a bit before and during the half marathon, so I'm going to add that footage here. It's Saturday and there's exactly 1 week left for my half marathon. In the past couple of weeks, I've done a bunch of short interval runs, mostly speed runs, tempo runs, and interval runs. And honestly, I'm in a very good space right now. No injuries, thankfully, and no jinxing. This whole week, I'm not going to push myself too hard. I'm going to go easy because I want my knees, ankles, etc. body parts to be intact for my half marathon. But I do want to run, I do want to do a long run for 13 miles this weekend. I'm not sure if I can do it because there's a rain this whole weekend, but I hopefully it doesn't rain and I'm planning to do it tomorrow morning. All right, it's the D-Day and the weather was actually colder than I expected. Let's see how that goes. I'm running out of time, so let's quickly pack things. I have this to carry all my stuff, and there's a pouch here. So I'm gonna have blister tapes because I get blisters all the time, and a couple of go gels. It'll be available there, but I just want to carry a couple just in case. Safety pins for the tip. So safety pins and my pots. And I already have water. Like I added electrolytes to water, and I have it ready. So I'm all done. I'll probably wear this after going there. And then add my whip here. Yeah. This name is just so surreal and I'm like so excited. I'm super excited. I hope it's not too cold. The only thing I'm worried about is my nose because it gets cold all the time and I'll start sneezing. But I hope it's not cold. Now let's do this.
Any other first timers out here today? Any other first timers? Oh, I see you. Hey, thanks for being here.
That's the 12-mile mark. Since this is my first race, I was in the W wave and we started 1 hour later than the professional athletes. Hence, the time says 3 hours 52 minutes, but in reality, it was 2 hours 52 minutes. Successfully completed my race, collected the medal which they were giving right after the finish line. There were some snacks like bananas, protein bars, got something to eat, and then my family was waiting for me. We all stood in line to get some amazing pictures. I was so tired, I couldn't even stand. So my Baba and Penny stood for me in the line. That was so sweet. So that's my half marathon journey, and this is the most satisfying reward. Maybe I should just wear this for the rest of the video. Oh yeah, that's actually heavier than I thought. It's a lot of weight. Okay, that's better. Now I have my notes and some pointers here that can help me talk about the things that I did and the things that I wish I could have done better. So I'm going to refer to it. So, number one, I started my training in January. And during the first 2 weeks, I was just trying to understand my pace and get myself comfortable to run for at least 20 minutes on treadmill. Trust me, 5 months ago, my most active cardio effort would be to walk for 15 minutes on treadmill and then run for 5 minutes towards the end. And I would be dead after that. Oh my God. Anyway, so I followed a routine that GPT recommended and I was just trying to run to see my pace. I realized I was comfortable with a 15 minutes per mile pace. One lesson I learned is I used to run wearing my New Balance, like this really heavy, thick, not well cushioned shoes, and they used to slow me down a lot. And that's when I realized you need a good running shoes. It can be any basic model, but something that has good cushioning and lightweight and supports you to run. So I got new running shoes. Well, that's pretty much my January. Me trying to get comfortable using the GPT routine, got new running shoes, and realized my comfortable pace is 15 miles per hour. In February, I started researching more and I saw YouTube videos where people recommended NRC app, the Nike Run Club app, and it is absolute game changer. So you can log in, it's completely free. You can choose the format of run and you can have an end date. It'll give you a pre-built plan for so and so weeks, and you can do both guided and non-guided runs. I follow that and I did the guided runs the entire February, and it is life changing. Before that, I didn't even know the psychology behind running. Like, I would just get on the treadmill, try to run as fast as I can, and I listen to this upbeat music to push myself and force myself to run. But that's not going to sustain in a longer format. But the guided runs changed my whole trajectory of running. So the coaches described how important it is to pay attention to your physical and mental energy, your strides, your posture, your breathing. And I cannot emphasize on how important they are. Like, they changed my life. So eventually, once I started doing the guided runs, I'm comfortable without music now. I know what to focus on and I can do longer runs. So that has been game changing. And that's my whole February of training. Then in March and April, I focused more on the fuel for the running. Well, even before my running, my dietary restrictions used to be eat less carbs and no sugars. And that did not help at all. I used to avoid carbs and sugars, and without that, I used to get like super tired. And there was a time where my routine is just work and then run, eat nuggets and avocados, and then just sleep. after listening to the coaches and some of the YouTube videos, I realized it is important to consume carbs. So I started eating more rice, bagel, bread, oats, not before the run, but on the days of my longer run. And even before the run, I used to eat like one banana and that wouldn't survive. So I started using the Go gels like this one. They really help with energy during the run. And other than the Go gels, you can also try dates. But I find Go gels easier because you can just slurp it. Like with dates, you have to like chew it. So, and the other one is electrolytes. Oh my God, I cannot emphasize the importance of it again. It's not just during the run. I usually mix electrolytes powder in my water bottle and I drink it throughout the week, and they've been super helpful. So that's the fuel part. Next important thing is sleep and recovery. Personally I have no issues with the sleep. I'm someone who goes to bed at 10 and makes sure she gets her solid sleep. That's why I use the Aura to track my sleep quality. But with recovery, initially I used to be this hard, really pushy person where I wouldn't give myself enough rest. I will force myself to run every single day. Even though my ankle or knee is sprained, I would still push myself to go and walk at least. And I paid my price for that. You need to rest. And especially if you have any muscle cramps post running, please do apply ice pack and rest for the day. The more you rest, the more you recover, the more you will be able to run. And one more thing, this can be slightly irrelevant, but if you're in colder regions where it's always windy or snowing, I would still recommend you to run outdoors, because if your target is running marathons, you cannot predict the weather. And if you're not exposed to colder winds or pollen or any natural things, it can affect you when you are doing your marathon, because it happened to me. The wind was breezy. There was also like some pollen, like allergy that I had, and I couldn't do it. So it's always better to run outdoors, even though it's cold. I think I almost covered everything. Oh, there's the last one. Running longer distance takes a whole lot of mental energy. Like most of the times when I was running like 7 to 8 miles, my usual goal would be run the first 2 miles in your easy pace, and then I'll slightly pace up. Just because I'm like, oh, I'm so comfortable at this pace. Oh, I want to run faster. So I'll pace up. And then when I'm here, I wouldn't want to slow down, but I don't have enough motivation to continue. And no amount of podcasts or music can give me that inspiration to continue. Especially when I reach the half point, I personally am like, oh my God, this half race more, and that'll mentally drain me and exhaust me. Two techniques that work for me are, one is whenever you're mentally scared and there's this exhaustion, tell yourself your target is not like 8 miles or 13 miles. It's just the next 1 mile. Try to survive for the next 1 mile and then you're good. And the second one is just counting, maybe counting your strides or counting your shoulder movements, but just counting and trying to keep your breathing under control. I know these techniques will vary from person to person, and every individual has to try out. Like, you have to train endurance and you will have to find your own methods to survive the mental and physical exhaustion that comes in longer runs. Well, that's pretty much it. That's my journey. And from here on, I'm going to focus on shorter runs because the longer runs is affecting my body a lot. So my target is to do more 5Ks over the summer. The most important thing about this goal is that, of course, I'm not afraid of running anymore, but it also taught me that I can stay consistent while pursuing something hard, made me physically and mentally stronger. Also taught me that no amount of physical toll can stop you. You can always rest, recover, and continue chasing your goal. And on the top of everything, gave me the motivation to stay fit, follow a routine, and sleep well. And if you're someone who's trying to do something similar, I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching.